memorable moments from the bad times that really stick out over the centuries?
I mean, the Betty White one was hard, dude. I'm not gonna lie.
Did you miss
That
her?
one.
Like, because you which way did she go? Did she go up or
She's
did she go
so
down?
cute. Like the older she got, the cuter she got, and the more you're just kind of like, I can't do this.
Is
She's
that why
Betty
you held
White.
off for so long?
Yeah, yeah.
Ah,
It was the right thing to do. Yeah.
okay. Any predictions for this year?
British, I have no idea. I have no idea. But listen, if you do happen to meet me, it's fine. You're dead. You'll be all right. It's gonna be fine. Don't worry about it. Nothing you can do
Embrace
about
it.
it. Embrace it. Yeah.
Hey, she's a beauty.
Welcome to Tarducks, a podcast for content creators to come on, share their stories, experiences, and advice. And today I have a really special guest. I have Death, Games with Death. How are you?
I'm great, the Tarducks. How are you doing? What's going on?
Good.
I
Not
hope
much.
you're well.
I love the hand. Yeah, everything is good. No complaints, man.
Good,
How's things?
Things are great. The wipe is horrible. No, it's actually it's not horrible. I'm just like, I thought that this was going to be a lot easier than it's turning out to being, and I'm actually kind of pleasantly surprised that it's harder. But I'm down with it. I'm totally down with it. I'm having a great time. So
Excellent.
I can't complain. I got nothing to complain about. I'm addicted and having fun with the new game. So I'm perfectly great.
Excellent. All right. Well, when we set this up, I thought Jeff was going to be hopping on here, but I guess I got you right now.
Yeah, I don't know about that guy, man. He's a little, full of himself kind of thing, like he's taken to like posting selfies to my Twitter, and I'm just like, you can just have a cup of coffee there, Jeff. This is the Death Show. Get the hell out of here. Yeah.
All right. Well, there we go. First of all, I got to say, I love the t-shirt. It's fantastic.
Oh, thank you. You're a fan?
Yes. I love Nine Inch Nails, man. Trent Reznor, The Pretty Hate Machine is probably one of my top 10 albums or CDs for these younger people.
Excellent.
Or playlists, I guess, nowadays.
Yeah. Pretty Hate Machine. Everybody's like, oh no, you want Downward Spiral. No, bro. You want Pretty Hate Machine. Those are the years. Those were the years.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then when
that's
Johnny
when Trent
Cash
had
covered it. Oh.
Yeah, Johnny Cash, like that's all that stuff that came out with like him, Johnny Cash, and all the other stuff that he used to do. What he did, Lost Highway.
Yeah.
We could honestly just do an entire podcast on Nine Inch Nails, by the way, just so you know. But yeah.
Yeah.
No,
those
but
were the good years.
Those were like good years for us, the music listener. They weren't very good for Trent because he was very, very, very lost. But
yes,
he created some probably iconic music and amazing stuff during that era. So yeah,
that era, a lot of good music from that era, man. Oh my.
Oh god, yeah, tons.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tons.
Well, Death, I'm glad you're here. So where, I guess let's start with where do you come from? And you're gonna say hell probably.
Well, I mean, I come from a lot of places. I'm, there. I'm pretty much everywhere. Where I'm from, I don't really, I don't really know. I guess I just started to take up the. I'm just death. Like I mean, I'm at the place where I think you're. I'm literary death and I'm actual death, I'm the literal definition of death, and I'm also like the figurative definition. So whenever, like the mood dies or something like that, that's me as well. So yeah, I'm an abstract concept,
okay.
But and also a real life thing you're all gonna have to face. Just be aware of that. But also I'm a streamer on Twitch. That's what I do as well. Yeah.
And what's your background?
My background, let's see. There was the Black Death. That was fun. Let's see. There was many times Rome fell. Like Rome, Rome was like, oh my god, dude. The city of Atlantis, that was really good. Like all that stuff.
Is real. Atlantis was real.
Yeah, that was totally real.
Okay.
That was totally real. Yeah.
My.
So I've been there. For the through the good times, not really, but mostly for the bad times, I've been there. So yeah.
Any memorable moments from the bad times that really stick out over the centuries?
I mean, the Betty White one was hard, dude. I'm not gonna lie.
Did you miss her? Like, because which way did she go? Did she go up or did
She's
she go
so
down?
cute. Like the older she got, the cuter she got, and the more you're just kind of like, I can't do this.
Is that why you held off for so long?
Yeah.
Ah.
It was the right thing to do. Yeah.
Okay. Any predictions for this year?
British, I have no idea. I have no idea. But listen, if you do happen to meet me, it's fine. You're dead. You'll be all right. You know, it's gonna be fine. Don't worry about it. Nothing.
Embrace it.
Embrace it. Yeah. Enjoy it. Listen, you know you're gonna come to me eventually. Just enjoy it while you can. That's what you should do. You know.
Nice. Take it for what you can, then.
Yeah.
All right. Exactly. Okay. What music does Death like besides Nine Inch Nails? Suicidal Tendencies.
No, do not know. That's some pretty hardcore stuff. You got to think like you and I might be a little bit from the same music era. I think we sort of are, but like I think some of the stuff we used to listen to is like, whoa, what were we thinking, right? Like there was some stuff there. Yeah, like Megadeth.
Oh
like,
God, yes, Motorhead.
Yes, Suicidal Motorhead. Like what other metal stuff can I get into? Well, I mean that's glam rock, like Motley Crue or something like that. But there was like a lot of death metal that was out there. I did not endorse that, by the way. I'm sorry, there's no chat here. But when somebody like uses my name in a certain way, that's me. That's my IP. So eventually I'll get around to suing everybody. Yeah, because there's a lot of people to sue. I got a lot of people to sue.
You got a lot of people on your list right now?
Yeah, Billy and Mandy, first of all. You think they're cute little kids. Those fuckers have lawyers, man. They got lots and lots of lawyers. Just stay away. Don't cross them.
Oh. All right. Well, here on Tarducks, we're here to talk about gaming and Tarkov and whatnot. So, what games does Death like to play?
I like to play any game that I'm really have no business playing and am not good at, and that's what I like. Yeah.
What did you start playing? What was Death's first few games?
I started on Twitch playing a game called Hunt Showdown. Probably a lot of people have heard of it, especially in the Tarkov community. People know it because it's very Tarkov-esque.
Yeah.
It's not Tarkov at all, but it's definitely very Tarkov-esque, and it's a hell of a fun game. I have put 4,000 hours into it. So I'm just kind of just like, I think I need to like, just for sanity's sake, like my own kind of sanity. I think I need to just like, take a break, not get so wrapped into it.
What was it about Hunt that sucked you in for 4,000 hours?
Hunt is I'll say this. Hunt is an extremely special game. I think that Hunt is one of those games that's going to go down as being super influential when it comes to shooters, when it comes to like gameplay styles and formats. I think that like in the first, like in the FPS market, I think that you have like your CODs, you have like your Battlefields, all that kind of stuff, which is honestly, like, it's super tired. Like, let's just say it all, chat. It's really boring. Nobody wants to play deathmatch over and over and over again, and like that's the only thing. And like the battle royales are like, the battle royale can be fun, but the battle royale can also get very repetitive. But things like Hunt, where you're it's more like Hunt and Tarkov really have that like hardcore like, and we haven't seen like a super polished game, AAA game that's like this yet, right? Like I think that like you're just, I think that these kind of games like Hunt will be influential because they're going to change the shooter market for like a really long time. And that's what really interested me. It was like Hunt is just a very special game. The way that it's put together, the graphics, it's just so unique. It's like there's no other experience other than EFT out there that's like it. Right? Like I can't think of a game. There's been stuff that's come, like I think like Scavengers kind of like wanted to be like it. There was that mode in Battlefield that was sort of like it, but it's not, they're not, nothing really captures it. Yeah. So Hunt has some really great fights, really great intense combat. It's very easy to get into. It's a lot easier to get into than EFT is, that's for sure.
Okay. Now,
yeah,
what,
EFT
like,
is,
it has like a Western theme to it, or a Western style to it, I guess.
Yeah, it's like so you get like yeah, it's more like based in Louisiana, 1896, I think. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that's when it is. And it's like zombie apocalypse slash the South slash everything is just trying to make noise and let people know where you are. So essentially, like the map is It's like imagine scavs, but like scavs were like zombies and like they
Okay.
came in different varieties. Like that's essentially what it is.
All right.
It's like everything, and there's crows on the ground and like noise traps and all this kind of stuff that are designed to alert players to where you are. So it's kind of like shows you it. Like it's kind of like when you get into Tarkov and like somebody starts shooting a scav, you're like, okay, I know that guy's over there. I know this guy's
Yeah.
over here. This is gonna be my route I'm gonna plan. And then like you all have to get to the same. The difference is that you can avoid somebody in Tarkov completely in
Yeah.
a match and still consider it a successful match. In Hunt, you kind of all are going for the same objective,
Okay.
which is kind of cool. So you're going to banish the boss and all that kind of stuff, and then extract and get the bounty tokens and stuff. So
Yeah.
it's pretty cool in that respect. But generally it's not it's not at all, it's not as involved as EFT, but it's a great game. I really
Yeah.
liked it. So
So if you would describe like a raid or an instance or whatever it is, you have multiple teams spawn in and everybody has the same goal to go after this boss, or what,
right. Yeah, it's like you get the clues, you find out where the boss is, and then eventually you get to the boss compound, and then what happens is somebody goes in and banishes the boss, and then they take concertina traps and they put up concertina traps all around the boss lair, and then the timer is an hour. So you have an hour in match, which is getting knocked down to 45, which is great. And then they sit inside with shotguns for the entire hour.
Oh no.
Forever. This is what they do. No, okay, I'm just no. Sorry. You're supposed to have a fight at the compound and then you're supposed to leave, right?
Yeah.
So they've kind of adjusted that. They're knocking down the timer to 45 minutes, which is good, which I think is going to really be good for the game. It's going to speed things up and it's going to like get you back into games quicker. But yeah, the odd time you end up getting like, a match here or there where you get like, somebody who's going to sit in the compound for an hour, and it's just kind of like, okay, I'm good.
Oh, wow. Okay. And now, is it something can you succeed playing solo, or it's encouraged to play with a team?
You probably should play as groups. Solos can be a lot of fun in Hunt. It's really, really hard. It used to be a lot easier because there wasn't they did this modification to the server where you ended up getting like, you end up getting trades a lot more. Like trades are now like client side, which means that if you get a hit marker, that person's going to die. So even if you get a hit marker, but the server says you're dead, it doesn't matter. You get the hit anyways. So it comes through like that. So it's just kind of like, you get more trades. So it's hard to be a solo because you used to be able to like, take out people and be like, oh, okay, I can destroy this guy because he's, right next to me. And it's not, I don't have to worry about it. Or I'm not going to trade with him. I'm not going to get hit because I'm not going to beat him. But it's like if you do solo v trios, which I used to do, it's harder. But it's fun. It's fun. It's difficult, but it's fun. Yeah.
So now, from when you first started playing it to when you stopped playing it, or if you're still playing it, has a lot of things changed? New maps, new guns, things like that?
Let me see. There's three maps on it now. There's a lot of new guns. We're getting some more features coming in the future and stuff like that. So yeah.
Okay. And now what's got you to the point where you're taking a break from it? Is it just, repetitive, or it's just time for a change?
I think it's like time for a change. I'm kind of just getting pulled by Tarkov. I am super addicted to this game. Like I'm not saying something's wrong with me, but I'm like, why am I playing EFT so much?
Yeah.
And I get my ass kicked in EFT. And I don't mind it. Like, I don't care. Like, it's one of these games where I'm like, I enjoy the fight. Like, I really do. Like, I think EFT is I think it's, as far as like, I want to say, like, as far as like the best shooters ever made, like, let's like rank it. I'm definitely putting EFT in my top 5, if not top 3.
Yeah.
Like I can't, the detail, the care that goes into this game, the thought, the amount of content that you guys get. Like like a lot of people are like, oh, we don't get any new content. Listen, you guys get a lot of really, really great content. Like, I mean, you have a developer that is very, very much pushing a lot of things out very, very quickly. And it's pretty damn cool to see. So I'm all in when it comes to this game. I really love it. I love playing it. I love learning about it. I think that this game teaches you a lot about how to be as a person in a lot of ways, right? Like the ability to just let things go, the ability to to not get attached to things, right?
Yeah.
To like to be able to check your anger and stuff. Like I think that that's one thing that like that I don't think a lot
Interesting.
of people understand about EFT.
Yeah.
It's like things are going to go wrong. You're going to lose, and it's like if you have to have the character to actually be like, okay, I can take this, you know. And that's definitely a deviation from like the past when it was like different games and stuff
Yeah.
like that, where it's just like you could just rage online and it was like you could just get
Right.
back up, and it's like no, there's none of that. You can't if you don't relax and chill in this game, you're never going to make it, you
Nope,
know.
that's
So
very true.
yeah,
And
yeah.
how would you compare the developers of Hunt versus Tarkov? Are they as engaged as you see from BSG and Nikita?
Um, I think that I will not speak bad
No.
of my devs, of course, because they're all awesome, really awesome people. I think that I think that I think they would like to do more with the game than they possibly
Yeah.
can right now. I think there is just certain realities that kick in when it comes to game development that they can or can't do things.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like something I wouldn't want to like. I mean, they want to put in, they want to do. You can feel they want to do a lot, and sometimes it just doesn't happen because they you know that there's limitations. But I think that like EFT, I don't know how they do it. Like
Yeah.
it's insane the tempo of the stuff that they put out.
Yeah.
I just look at it and I go, wait a second, you guys, you're getting a whole new map. Like, I mean, there's so many maps and they're
Yeah.
so intricate and the guns are so intricate and there's more guns that are coming into the game.
Yeah.
And there's like every single update is like, here's new stuff, here's new things. It's like there's so many different ways to play the game.
Yeah.
Um, it's like Hunt is not Hunt. EFT is like it's a really big canvas, you know,
Yeah.
that you can use to like express yourself on, and that's what I really dig about it. I really
Yeah.
really love it.
They
Hunt is
add,
to an extent to that as well.
yeah.
But
Now, what
yeah.
is missing from Hunt, or is there something you would like to see them add to Hunt?
I mean, I've told the devs in the past, I would love to see them add things like custom games. I put on a lot of competitions, or I
Yeah.
have put on competitions in the past. I haven't put on any recently, but I put on competitions in the past where I would love to have a custom game server
Yeah.
for those kind of things. Not and something that's open. I think that would really help content creators and help the community.
Yeah.
I'd like to see some meta changes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I think like things like long ammo is very, very dominant. I I I don't know how to fix that, but I would like to see like things change
Yeah.
in a certain way because there's kind of like this 6-star meta, like 6 star is the highest rank you can get on Hunt, and you kind of get
Yeah.
to 6-star, and it's kind of like okay, like hey yo 6-star, and you're pretty much running Mo's and Dolch or Mo's and Uppercut the entire time, and I'm just
Yeah.
like I don't enjoy that. Like I like mixing up the weapons and having more fun and like doing that kind of thing.
Like
And I
there's a
guess you
balance.
yeah, like there's like something that you can like, you know, try new or something, like something that's viable. And they have
Yeah.
made some changes recently. I will be fair. I will be fair on that. They have made some changes. They've buffed poison ammo, which should be kind of cool. And there's a lot of different custom ammo and stuff like that. But yeah, like if you want to be top tier and stuff like that, you're pretty much running like a strict loadout. But I mean, that
Okay.
happens in any video game, right? Like
True.
I mean,
Yep.
that happens in Tarkov. It's like people are gonna run like what is it, HKs or what's
Yeah.
the meta right now? Like mutants or something, you know?
Yes, yeah. Last wipe
Like
was
the
the mutant was the one with the AP or the PSA or BP ammo on the 7.62, and that was
yeah.
everybody that was the you got to that. But the thing with Tarkov, you could still get killed by somebody running that shitty pistol. That
Yeah.
that PM pistol could take a Chad out, and that's
Yeah.
something I hear that doesn't happen in Cycle, which is another that's another discussion. Hopefully a little bit later.
Yeah,
But
that's an interesting game too. That one has a
yes.
good basis.
Hmm.
I think that game could go really, really far. The thing that they're gonna run into, I think, is they're gonna run out of content real fast.
Yeah.
So I kind of fear for the game in that respect. But
Yeah.
other than that, it's great. Yeah.
Now you said you ran some competitions on the Hunt. Now, how does what does an average or a typical competition look like from a Hunt standpoint?
We usually do a lot of things. I host a program called Monday Night Hunts. Hang on. Quick costume change. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Hang on, we can do. Oh, I got stuff for you. You can edit. If this sloppy, you just edit this out. Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Hold on. Where's my? Yeah, there we go. There we go. Welcome to Monday Night Hunts, everybody. I am your host, Death, and with me today is Newf. Newf, how are you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you, Death.
This is good. Yeah, this is where we get to observe the hunt desonans in their natural habitat. So this is what we do on Monday Night Hunts is we end up like going into games, we die, and then we use this little feature called spectate mode, something you don't have in EFT, which would be really cool to put in actually.
Yeah.
After your entire team's dead, just saying. But we have this little thing called spectate mode, and so we kind of like go into games, we die, and then I have guest commentators come on, and then we commentate about what we're seeing and all that kind of stuff, and make fun of crouch walkers and like catch the odd cheater too every so often. You know, that's kind of cool. I do enjoy that. But yeah, we do commentary, and it usually happens every Monday. It didn't happen this Monday. It's happening next Monday though, but we'll have
definitely.
It. So,
I have to check that out.
Yeah, but the competitions usually consist of like they're timed. People will get a certain amount of time to go in and complete certain objectives, like points for kills, points for bosses, those kind of things. Yeah, we host those competitions, the Bayou Bowl out of Monday Night Hunts.
Oh, that is awesome. Yeah, so that's the one thing that I think Battlestate did was, working with Evasion, giving them access to these private servers, custom servers where they can run their events, and it is great content and it's really entertaining. So yeah, so that would be sounds like something that the Hunt guys could do.
We would love it. I will personally take care of Dennis's children. Or something. I don't know. Like maybe I can like put them through a semester of college or something. Dennis, that would be really cool.
Canadian college or American college? Because there's a
Canadian.
Big price difference.
No. Canadian's too expensive in the States.
Okay,
I can't do that. Like I mean, we're talking like we're talking Canadian tuition. That's good stuff.
Right,
that's some good stuff. There's some great schools there too. So
yes,
don't
absolutely.
sell yourself short. Yeah.
So now, who do you normally roll with in Hunt?
I usually roll with well, I haven't been playing a lot of Hunt. I usually play with people like Whiskey Frizz. I play with Geef. Geef is he's what used to be I guess his main game was DBD and all that kind of stuff. Who else I've been playing with? Playing with Calf and Miss Murder lately. I haven't been playing with too many people as far as it goes. I'm trying to think. But yeah, like there's a lot of great names that are over there. Cloth Crusher, he's one that I've played with in the past. Calamity.
Yeah.
I've played with him. He's an awesome dude. So yeah.
Yeah, sometimes we see Sigma. She used to play Hunt on her, certain nights. And that's how I ended up seeing seeing Hunt. It's like, oh, okay, looks like a fun game. A bunch of Evasion folks be playing that.
Yeah, really, it's a really fun game. We've had conversations in the past where we're like, man, we should do like a competition inside of Hunt hosted by Evasion, and I think that would be really cool.
That would be kind of cool to see what they could do with that.
But she's very busy now, I would say. Like she's got a lot going on.
She does a lot of good things coming, with the arena mode coming, and we're gonna that's gonna open up a whole new style of tournaments they're going to be doing.
Yeah, that's another thing that Hunt should do. Hunt should really have an arenas mode. I think that it's I'll just go out here and say this. I think that the game is already set up for it. Like, I mean, you have a very good set of weapons. You can have different compounds that are really good for PvP if you just isolate those compounds and like set it up so that people can use specific guns or something like that, or make custom maps for it. I think, and it's all there because there's a money system in there and stuff. So it would help people really understand. I think Hunt would do very, very well with an arena style mode. I would love to see that. Yeah.
Now, from a cheater standpoint, you said you catch cheaters. What is the cheater, numbers, or how often is it? Is it a big problem, or occasionally?
I think it's occasionally. I've only ever run into like 2 verified cheaters. I ran into one guy the other day, just wasn't hiding. There's only like not 2. I think I've run into 3, maybe 3 that I've actually got footage of.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah, you catch the odd one, but I mean they get nuked pretty easily because it's just like good. once you find them, you're just like, okay, I'm good to go. Like it's I can just send it into let me take the old man glasses off here. I can just send it to the devs, and they get banned pretty quick. So yeah, that's always helpful to have. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, what is the community like? I can only speak from what I've experienced from a Tarkov community, and it's the people are great and it's very open. Everybody's sort of helping each other out. What do you see? What kind of communities in place for Hunt?
Oh, Hunt has a great community. It's a smaller game. Like it doesn't have the player base like EFT does.
Yeah,
So the thing about that is that you can get very you don't want to be toxic in the Hunt community
yeah,
because you can get blacklisted in a lot of ways really really fast, and people take it kind of not seriously, but it's like it's you. I don't see many people who are like, oh, this guy was toxic, and then it's like, I mean, that can work for a little bit, but usually what happens is that they just get like ostracized from like the good groups and stuff like
well,
that.
that's
So
good.
it doesn't. Yeah, it's a great community as far as a lot of things go. I wouldn't change it for anything for sure, 100%.
That's good because it's like one of those unique games. You play it, you found it, you put time into it, and you like playing it, and you don't want other people to screw it up. So, and
Yeah.
if it's a smaller community, yeah, I guess everybody's sort of just looking out for each other.
Yeah, yeah, it's great. It's great. I highly recommend going and Hunt. I highly recommend checking out the Twitch community. I think that they're fantastic people. There's a lot of, I mean, there's a lot of people like Lord James Delaney has moved over from. He used to play a lot of. He played a lot of Hunt. He has like 10,000 hours. Like
Holy cow!
that's yeah. He played a lot of Hunt, and now he's playing a lot of EFT. So it's
Yeah,
like good for him. He's a very very good gamer. Nice guy as well.
yeah.
A bear also Bearki came from Hunt.
Oh, did she? I didn't know that.
Yeah, used to play her with yeah, she was in she's in the partner program. I met her through the partner program, which was
Oh,
pretty cool,
okay.
which is good. Yeah. And she's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because that's what I was just going to ask you. You've seen a lot of people transition from Hunt over to Tarkov, but yeah, Bearki is she's like a
Yeah, Bearki's a prime
main
example.
person now in the Tarkov community.
Yeah, yeah, very much so.
Ah,
Yeah,
now how
she's
did
doing
you?
excellent.
Yeah, oh yeah, she's been doing great. She's funny to watch, and it's really cool to see the streamers who you like start taking off. Not that everybody looking at numbers, but that's how people are measured. Unfortunately, it seems like, but it's
Yeah,
good.
yeah, yeah. I mean, like, it's fantastic to like. I mean, I remember her and I playing together and stuff like that way back in the day. And it was a lot of fun. I think we even entered. I think we were on a team for a while
Yeah,
in a competition or something. I remember that. That was a lot of fun. But yeah, no, it's so good to see that. Like she deserves it. She's one of the nicest people I know.
yeah,
So I'm very very happy that she's doing really well, which is so good to see.
excellent,
Good
cool.
things happening to good people is never a bad thing, right?
Absolutely. Yep. So now, how did you find Tarkov? Did it just because of transition, because it's there, it's getting popular, or have you been,
um,
having an eye on it for a while?
so like the same reason I found Tarkov is kind of like the same reason I found Hunt, and that is Sequisha.
Okay.
So like Sequisha, like I don't know what it is. Like he was playing Hunt one day, and I remember just being like, okay, watching him and being like, what is this game? Like, what is this? This was like 3 years ago. This was like
Yeah.
early beta. I think it's 4 years ago now. My God,
Oh,
time
wow.
flies. Um,
Well, hang on.
he
Does time really fly for death?
well, I mean, no, I'm just trying. Look, I'm trying to use human idioms to make myself appear appealing. Okay, like you caught me. You caught me.
I did.
Thanks,
I caught death.
Tarducks.
All
I
right.
appreciate it. That's all right. It's up, chat. It's all an act. That's all it is. That's all it is. He's really just death.
You
Okay.
better not be coming and knocking on my door tonight. That's all I got to say.
I make no promises, sir. It can happen at any time. I'm not the person you need to talk to about that. That's somebody else. I literally just work here like I'm that guy, you know?
Yeah. The ticket pops up in your system. It's like, all right, I guess I got to go collect this one.
Yeah, yeah. I don't like that's the thing. It's like death took me. It's like, bro, I didn't make you get on the ATV after drinking a bottle of whiskey, okay?
Yeah.
That's not death. That's you. That's on you, bud.
Yeah.
That's it. Get in the boat, okay? Like just Boy, it's all your fault. It's not my fault. I didn't do anything. I just doing my job and then this kid okay, I'm fine.
All
I'm
right.
happy. I'm letting
Breathe.
it go.
Okay. All right. Okay. Tarkov? How did you? So Sequisha helped you find
Yes.
Tarkov.
Yeah, Sequisha very much helped me. He helps me find all of my games. He doesn't know this, but he does.
Okay.
He does.
Very nice.
Yeah.
So now, what was it that hooked you into it?
Honestly, like the inventory. I looked at it and I was like, what is this game? Like it's really weird. Like
Mm-hmm.
I thought, okay, it's like a mill shooter, but it's not like a mill shooter. It's different somehow, and I'm trying to figure it out. And I was like, okay, I guess there's a lot of inventory and all this kind of. I even remember my first EFT raid, and this was
Yeah.
like I have played EFT, so I think I have. Let me check my account because I'm actually just sitting here like literally playing with my inventory while I talk to you. That's how addicted I am right now. That's how addicted I am right now.
It
It's my
is
stress
something.
ball.
Yep.
It's my stress ball. Like I'm sitting here and I'm like, okay, if I feel nervous, all I gotta do is I just gotta move my MPX around and then things will be fine. Okay, but let me see. What was I saying? Oh yeah. Where do I find that? Oh, overall. So it's like I have 671 hours in this game.
Mm-hmm.
That's like a lot. But I've been playing like off and on, and most of it's spent
Yeah.
in inventory. But um yeah, now I can't remember your question.
It was, what was it that hooked you in Tarkov? And it was, you said the
Oh.
inventory.
Yeah, like it was just so complex and it was complicated, but I really liked the grittiness of it. And I remember my first raid. This is how I was getting to it.
Yes.
I was remembering my first raid, and my first raid was terrifying. It was on woods.
Mm-hmm.
I had no idea what to do. I had literally just put the game in.
Yeah.
And I just downloaded the game, booted it up, started playing it, going, okay, I guess I click on the PMC thing. Okay. And then I think I was scav, and then I went in and I remember scavving by scav house, and there's all these other scavs around, and I'm starting to kill the other scavs because I have no idea what the hell's going on. And I'm like, okay, like murder these guys. And then it was nighttime because I thought, okay, the nighttime is better. And it was pitch black. I had no color settings like correct and all this kind of stuff. And I literally don't even know how I died, and I didn't know I died. I died to bleeding. I died to bleeding because I'd shot a scav and I was hiding by a house, and then I'm looking for my extracts, and then I'm like, I'm scrambling. I think I had the in-game map. I think I had some kind of map or something. And I was like, I have no idea how to get out of here. I'm like trying to do like map and come, and I died. And I was like, that's the weirdest gaming experience I've ever had. And I was like, how do you play this game? And then it comes to find it's not just like it's not, I don't want to say unapproachable. It's not just hard to approach. It's so hard to master, right? Like, and there's so many little nuances to it that are just that you don't think about, right? Like you think in the moment when you're like fighting somebody, you're like, okay, well, I'm just gonna like spray this gun. There's still like skill that you've got to get with like focusing where the mouse goes on like the spray, like, and you've also got to understand that like you've got to hold down the spray for a while because the first few rounds, then it's going to kick up and then it's going to go back down and settle. And it's like you don't learn that unless you like actually try and get into the game and like try and know these things. Like there's just so many tiny little things that are mean the difference between life and death. And I was just like, oh, that sounds like fun. Like, I mean, just
absolutely. Like I just did a raid yesterday. We were in factory, and I forgot to put, before I went in, I was filling up, pulling bullets in the clips, and I went in and I forgot to put the clip in the gun. I went to shoot and it was click, click, click. It's like, it punishes you for simple mistakes. And it is something else. Like my first raid, I went in and it's like, oh, I can look. People are looking for groups. I got an invite. Let me join them. I go in and they shoot me. It's like, what the fuck? Okay, I can't trust anybody. That's it.
Yeah, there's no trust. Like there's no like there's it's a different world. It's like it's gritty. It's very Russian.
Yeah.
If you ever have studied, I don't know, any Russian history and stuff like that, like you kind of get how the game is. Like they just don't care.
Yeah.
And they will not care. So just deal with it. Like it's not it's not one of those games where they're going to like hold your hand or something like that. Like, I mean, there's very few things other than like Prapper sending you stuff and saying like, hey, Nerf gunner, right? I don't know why he calls me Nerf gunner. You're like, I hit my shots, bro. It's just, whatever he's got a slick on, bro. Like, enough with the sass. But, so if, like those are the kind of things that are in there. But other than that, it's like, no, just get good. And I think that to me that appeals to me because I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
I don't like I think that here this is like big thinking kind of thing, but like a lot of people don't they look at games as kind of like this, like it should be my entertainment, and so therefore it should just feed me dopamine, and if it doesn't, it sucks, right? But games like this, games that you actually have to like commit to, and you
Yeah.
actually have to like change yourself and change your perceptions, I think that's a good thing,
Yeah.
right? Like I think it's not like one of those things where a lot of people will just be like, "Oh, hey, I deserve this." It's like you're not entitled to anything in Tarkov.
Right.
You're like, that guy's a slick. Too fucking bad, bro. Like, if you don't like
Yeah.
it, go and get your own slick. And people are like, well, I don't understand. I paid the money for it. I should enjoy. It's like,
Yeah.
no, we don't care. You signed up for this. You know what you got into. Get out there and get good. Don't
Yep.
complain. You know, and they don't care. And you gotta respect the devs for that, right? Like, I mean,
Oh yeah.
there's so many things where you're like, yeah, like, oh, holy shit, that's like a really, really good point. I should get good. And then I think that when you realize that and you get to the point where you're like, I'm just tired of getting my ass kicked all the time. Okay, I'm going to surrender to that and just be like, I'm going to take this. That's like a character moment, right? Like
Yeah.
that's like a moment where you're like, okay, I got to be a real person here. Like I got to put aside my own what I think I deserve.
Mhm.
And I got to take what I can get. And if I'm going to get good and I'm going to stick with it, then I have to do it. Then that's what
You have to change,
Tarkov does. Yeah,
Nope.
you have to change.
Absolutely. Never thought of that before. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you see it in a lot of things. I think you see it in a lot of things. Maybe that's generational or whatever, you know,
Yeah.
because I'm 4.5 billion years old, and I still think the baby boomers were born and a little entitled. I don't know.
Yeah.
dude.
We'll stay
They're
away from
totally
that because there
entitled.
may be a few of them that end up listening to this.
It's fine. They're boom. It's fine. It's fine, baby boomers. You're fine. But like, yeah, I think you've got it. You've got to get good, and that's what kind of like where I'm at in this like whole Tarkov thing. That's like I want to get a lot better at this game, and I am getting better, which is cool. You see the incremental progress, and you become a better gamer because of it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Now, is this your first start of a fresh wipe or?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
This is like the first time I've ever like, because I've been playing Hunt for a long
Yeah.
time, and I've kind of like stepped back a little bit from Hunt. This is the first time where I've ever just like completely committed to it, and I'm super addicted.
Right from
to it.
you're starting off with everybody else essentially.
Yeah. Which I don't necessarily think is like a super. I guess it's like a kind of like a race where you can compare yourselves and like, you know, there's apples to apples, I guess. But I don't find it necessarily easier than I used to.
No,
like I did late wipe last time, and I thought people were a lot harder to kill than they are now.
Oh, absolutely.
So,
because you're running against everybody who's maxed out thing. But you know, for days of the first few weeks of wipe is great because everybody's running with whatever they could scavenge, and it is scavenge, and it's fun. Battles seem a little bit longer, and it's a fun time.
Yeah, it's a hell of a good time. I mean, I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying the progression and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's a lot of fun. I'm enjoying. I think the VoIP is just awesome in the game. I thought when they were originally going to put that in, I was like, like I mean, I just didn't.
A lot of us did, yeah.
Yeah, it was because like Hunt in the early days had VoIP, but we had VoIP, but we didn't have a way to report people, so we ended up just it was a racism simulator, which was horrible.
Oh.
So it was good that it just got changed. They finally decided to put in a reporting thing, so that kind of cleaned that up. But I thought that Tarkov was going to be horrible, and I'm just like, no, this is actually really cool. Like because the game's so hard, you have something to lose. You get betrayed every so often, but at the same time, I'm like, okay, like cool. Like I'm glad he betrayed you, right?
Yeah.
Like that's part of the game.
Exactly. Don't trust people.
Yeah, it's and that would fit. I don't know. That would fit the actual scenario, right?
Yeah.
If you're actually in like a society that has collapsed, you're not going to have people that are going to be so trustworthy around you, which is an amazing immersion experience, right?
Yeah.
So I freaking love it. I'm super addicted.
And you being death, you've witnessed civilizations that have
oh
been
boy,
taken
have I
down,
seen
right?
things. Oh boy. Oh god. I have seen so much Tarducks. You have no idea.
Yeah. You should write a book one day, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, you know, that's something sounds like that I could put off for years. That
Yeah.
sounds great. Yeah.
Back to VoIP though in Tarkov, a lot of us had that same apprehension. It's like, oh god, this is going to be like PUBG lobbies and stuff. But
Yeah.
surprisingly, it wasn't. I think part of it is because a lot of us are, older, mature people,
Yeah.
or is what attract, who's playing this game.
Yeah, it's definitely I don't want to say like a boomer shooter, but it's
Yeah.
definitely like I don't think it's a boomer shooter because boomer shooters actually have like a thing that they are, but it's definitely one of those games where you're like yeah, okay, we like totally don't want toxic ass people around here. Like
Yeah.
I mean, we're just not that's just not us. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's a lot of fun that way. I think
Yeah.
it's great. I think it's awesome.
Something I noticed that a lot of people who are playing this, they'll use VoIP, but they'll end up using like some sort of weird accent. Like I got a buddy who's in Connecticut. We play with him, and he busts out a Texas accent when a Southern accent comes out when he starts VoIPing. It's like,
Oh, that's
where does
cool.
that come from? It's like
I
don't know.
usually do the probably foreign guy, I guess. I don't know. Like it just sounds it sounds so I think it's more I usually go like, "Hey man, yo bro, you got gas analyzer? You know, I make trade, man." You know, like something like that. I have
Yeah.
no idea why, but it makes people feel more at ease, I think,
Yeah.
you know?
Ah.
Because if they hear that as opposed to like, hey, do you have a gas analyzer? Like that they just they don't want to hear that. They'll just be like,
that
no,
would be
yeah.
bad.
They'll be like,
Yeah.
that guy's cool, man. It's fine. It's fine. You know?
So now at this point, what tasks are you in the middle of trying to wrap up or finish?
Oh, I'm serious about the gas analyzer. Have you seen one?
You still
I
can't
need
find
one
one?
more. I got one more to get. I need one more. You know what? I had
Interchange
one
is
on
good.
scav run today.
Interchange is a
Yeah.
good spot.
Yeah. I
Check
need a
the
gas
file
analyzer.
cabinets. Absolutely.
I'm so this wipe I've kind of like I am doing this semi-solo.
Yep.
I'm doing this in I want to not get too much help from people.
Yeah.
I think in the past way that like it worked out to actually play this game for me was I would play with people and then those people would we would go and we would do all kinds of stuff and they would just like kind of like be like this built-in GPS that like has to show me around and stuff like that and they would tell me things and it's like I wouldn't retain any of it because I never had to look it up or like have to like do it myself. So I said no, this wipe, okay, I want to do this differently. I want to be able to go in and I want to learn it my own way. Learn it on my own. I don't want backseating. I understand, like I got the basics down. I got the basics. I understand how fighting works. I understand how to put a thing together.
Yeah.
I'll probably still forget things. That's not the game. Or anything about the game. That's me. I'll probably still like make mistakes, but I want to make those mistakes, and I think that like making those mistakes makes you a better gamer.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, that's what I want to do. I don't want to. I don't want help, quote unquote. I'll play with other people if they ask, if they're like, yeah, let's do it. But I'm only doing like duos and stuff like that right now. Just because I really want, because if I don't force myself, that's been the problem with EFT. It's like if I don't force myself to do it, I'll never do it.
Yeah.
So I've just got to do it,
Well, the problem, the other thing is if you start running with 4s and 5s, this game could be a friendship killer.
Yeah, it is. I've run in 5-mans. 5-mans, I think, are more detrimental than running solo. I think that a 5-man is not fun because you don't know who. I mean, how many friends have you killed that you're like, okay, great, dude.
and these are people you run with all the time, and it's like this game really, there's a couple of things this game really does. One, it shows how poor we are at communicating with others.
Yep.
And then the other thing, call-outs. Like everybody, if you play with somebody who you don't normally play with, they're going to call, the sniper tower something different and who knows what. And it's just, it's tough.
Yeah. That's the kind of, I think you're hitting on the head of like, okay, so like, let's just say that Jeff, he's the other guy that works here. He served 10 years in the military, in 2 different countries, in the infantry. And it's like, it's being in that is really, really hard, right? There's certain skill sets that you have to learn. Target indication is a skill set. Being able to call a target out and to actually like isolate it is a skill set. I think that like Hunt came out with a ping system, and I never liked the ping system. I think that
Yeah.
took something away from the game because everybody's like, oh, he's right here, bang, he's on the ping, and it's like,
Okay.
you know, it's like why if we do that, like it's okay, like you can indicate targets when they're in buildings because you could be like, you know, if I just said like, I don't know, crack house, second floor, top of stairs, you know exactly what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Like, you can picture the door, right? If it's a tree line, you have no way of indicating that, right?
Right.
And I think other than what I don't see a lot of people doing is using compasses, which they
Yeah.
should. I really actually think people should use their compass a lot more because I think if they could pull out their compass and they're like, yeah, I'm going to get like a bearing, that's actually really, that's really helpful. But anyways, but those kind of skills are things that you can build on and make the game more engaging and fun. Like if you're good at it, then you're good at it, right?
Yeah.
So I don't I think EFT making things hard like that is good. I don't think that dumbing it down, because I think when you dumb things down, I think you actually lose people.
Yeah.
I think that like as far as talking modern game design is like, people are so worried about retaining that player base that they're never willing to just say to the players and be like, get good, right?
Yeah. That's
Like
true.
EFT doesn't do that. They
Yeah.
don't care. They're like, the harder the game gets, the better for us, right?
Well,
Like,
absolutely. Like the immersion factor alone that you get with this, and then that, you know, that when you do a good pincer move, if you're with a duo or you're a single that takes out 3 guys, you get out of that raid, and that's a moment you're going to remember. Like you remember raids you did. You know, I remember raids I did my first year playing this game.
yeah, and you remember learning hard lessons, and you're like, oh my god, there's so much fun. There's so much. I find the learning to be more fun than anything. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like hell yeah, let's go. You know, like
Yeah.
I'm down. So
Absolutely.
yeah, I'm all for making the game harder. I'm all
Yeah.
for that. Not like unplayable hard, but like
Right.
playable but hard, like difficult.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
I think that's part of why we come and play this game. It's just like, all right, it teaches us, and we have those moments, those, you know, pucker racing moments. Like, holy crap, what just happened there? And
Yeah, it's great.
definitely.
It's fantastic.
So now, you have, if you get to, you know, pick an all-star crew of Tarkov that you're going to roll with, who are you picking to roll with you? You say their names, so they're there, they're running a raid with you.
You know, like I kind of this is the thing. I don't know many people in the EFT community. I know. I think people know of me.
Yeah.
Like Sigma knows of me because of Hunt.
Yeah.
I was very flattered to be invited to the last trios competition. I just love it. Her and Hotel Bravo are just awesome.
They are.
Like,
How was
like
your
there's
experience with Evasion by that tournament?
oh my god, like it was if it didn't inspire me to change things for the next time we do a competition over
Yeah.
on Hunt Showdown, I don't know what will. I think that it's I will say this of Evasion. I think it's one of the most professional. Oh, wait a second. I got something in the background here. I think it's one of the most professional, amazing organizations I've ever seen.
Yeah.
You know, like I think that they're just very. I think that the way that she puts things together, I think that the way that things are done, the production quality is just incredible.
Yeah.
The support that they get is just incredible. You know, they can do it because they have that support, which is just great to see.
Yeah.
And they, yeah, yeah, it's pretty damn amazing. And I think that my experience with that was, it was so smoothly run, it was so well done, it was so good to go. Like it was just, you walked in and it's like you had a battle mod, and the battle
Yeah.
mod just told you everything you need to do. The instructions were clear and you were set up just amazingly well. The onboarding was just excellent. The competition itself was excellent. You had a person there just to ask questions to, which
Yeah.
was just fantastic. And they were well briefed and they knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
And then yeah, I thought that the production was really good. I thought the commentators were really good commentating, which is a lot of fun. And if they ever need a commentator, I don't know, maybe they could find, if they're willing to have an inexperienced VTuber on there, I don't know, they just might be able to, you know, run. But anyways,
You're
yeah.
onto something, I think. I like that idea.
I like that idea too.
You and Ash would be a good combination. You know, Ash is all about the death and black and flames and whatnot, and yeah, that would be a good combo.
Excellent. Yeah, that would be really cool. That would be really cool. I've seen him around. I think it would be a lot of fun to commentate. That would be really neat. I don't know as much about the game, of course, as a lot of other people do, but but I would, oh man, I would do it in a heartbeat. It would be bad. It would be badass. I think, yeah. So I think they set the standard as far as like what competition should look like, and
Yeah.
that's all because of Sigma and her team. So
Absolutely. Yeah, it's funny you
yeah.
say you talk about the battle mods. My latest pod just had Brian Baru on, who is in charge
Oh,
of their
nice.
battle mods. And yeah, they talked about how, in the olden days, not the olden days, but back in the early days of Evasion, you, depending on what battle mod you may get, could really influence on how well you do in the tournament. And now
Yeah.
all the battle mods, they're all brief, they all have the same level. So they're well informed. Like you were saying, it was nice to hear that. Yeah, your battle mod kept you in tune and everything went smooth.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just fantastic. It's a great system, and more people should imitate it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
absolutely. Cool. All right, so let's get over to the streaming side of things. So Twitch and whatnot. So what made Jeff go down the VTube path?
That guy, I don't know.
Is he around? Can he, speak for
you,
himself, or we
he,
gotta?
he, oh wait, can he speak for himself? Oh wow, he looks like shit today. He's not gonna speak for himself. I thought you wanted all death today, so yeah. But all right, I'll speak for him. He's telling me what's going on.
All right.
He so he used to have like a regular old stream that was just, I think the maximum he got up to was like 217 followers, which he was really proud
Yeah.
of, which was pretty cool. Yeah, after a couple months of streaming. And then unfortunately, it got hit by some really nasty trolls, like really nasty trolls.
Oh no.
Like doing some like really kind of like very not how do I say this, stream friendly stuff,
Oh.
so he had to kind of like give up that channel.
Oh no.
And then there was like a moment where he was like, okay, well, I guess if he's got to give up that channel, he's gonna have, I won't speak about myself in third person anymore, but if I had to give up that channel, I was gonna have to do something that was gonna be like, number one, I wanted to protect anonymity, and like
Right.
because I was had a job and all this kind of stuff at the same
Yeah.
time, like, getting harassed online is never fun. So
No.
it's something you've got to just like, when you recover, when you get away from it, and yeah, I didn't want to go through that again because it kind of
Yeah.
like burned my trust as far as that goes. But anyways, then it came to the thing where it was like, okay, well, what do I want to do? And then I thought, wouldn't it be funny if like Death himself was streaming, like the Grim Reaper?
Genius.
Like I was like, wouldn't that be funny? Like, wouldn't it be like? And I was. This is gonna sound really dumb, but I was like reading. You ever read any John Donne? You ever read
No.
any of that? Okay, so he's like a poet, like in
Mm-hmm.
Shakespeare's time, kind of thing. I think a little bit before actually. But anyways, he wrote a poem called "Death Be Not Proud," and it was all about like kind of how death is actually kind of pathetic. Like
Yeah.
it's kind of like it's it's funny. This is really being funny. It's kind of like he's kind of like death is actually shouldn't be feared. It shouldn't be this. It shouldn't be that. It was all
Yeah.
about that kind of stuff. And I was like, oh, shouldn't be feared. Shouldn't be this. Is all talk and no show kind of thing. And I was like, that sounds like my gameplay perfectly.
Yeah.
Like that sounds like exactly the kind of like content that I make. I was like, what if death just streamed? And it was like, this is
Oh my
perfect.
God.
This is perfect. Okay, so and then I started to find things like character animator and
Yeah.
like trying to I had to teach myself all of that, like had to understand, how all of these things, and like kind of like got the voice nailed down, and kind of
Yeah.
like got the how the actual thing should work and all this kind of stuff, and like and then it was just like, okay, cool, like this is really neat. I'm really enjoying this, and it just started to take off, and
Oh my God.
Hunt, I started to really main Hunt, and
Yeah.
that went really good, and got partnered and all that kind of stuff, and now had an opportunity a couple years ago to do it as a full-time job, and
Yeah.
here I am. So
Ah.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, now that I have Jeff, I'm talking to Jeff. Let's go back a little
Sure.
bit, first of all, and
Mhm.
who is Jeff? What is your background? Where did you grow up?
Oh, so Jeff's Canadian.
Yep.
He's from the north of Ontario. Oh God, the long story here.
Yeah. This is.
Essentially, like it's sort of like this. Grew up in Northern Ontario. Ended up joining the Canadian military in like 2000, I want to say.
Yeah.
Served for 6 years, got a degree coming out of that. Moved to the United States because I wanted to join the US Army.
Oh
Because
wow.
I'm a dual citizen, so I had 6 years. Or sorry, I had 6 years in the Canadian military, and then I ended up being like, I wanted to join the US Army because I wanted to make like, I mean, I'm dual, so I could.
Yeah.
And I wanted to make it like a full-time career and all that kind of stuff. And it was great. I went to the States, served 4 years as an 11 Charlie. I was an infantry officer in Canada and as an 11 Charlie NCO down in the States.
Yeah.
Got hurt,
Oh no.
as all things happen in the
Yeah.
military, because you're just probably going to get hurt at some point. That's just the nature of it.
Yeah.
You kind of sacrifice your body for what you're doing.
Yeah.
And then ended up going to getting back into school. Ended up going to a school in Atlanta called Oglethorpe, and then ended up going to Columbia for my master's in history.
Yeah.
Studied history, so I've ended up with like 3 degrees, which
Oh
was
my
really
God.
cool. Really enjoyed studying history. And then went and worked for the government. Actually worked at National Institutes of Health,
Oh,
uh,
okay.
which is like the main center that does all of the medical research in the
Yeah.
in the country. So like I actually worked like you know that Dr. Fauci guy that's on TV all the time.
Yeah.
Like he was actually my boss for a
Oh
while.
shoot.
So yeah, so it was very, very cool in that
Yeah.
sense. And then it just became where it was like I wasn't enjoying it as much as I
Yeah.
thought I would, and I was like trying to like locate and like try and do other things. And the wife is actually kind of really awesomely successful and got promotion to her work, and we had to move to where we currently are, which
Yeah.
we'll not
Woo.
disclose.
Yep.
Um, but she ended up getting promoted, and it was like, okay, they were like, okay, well, we need you in Atlanta for this job, and I'm kind of like, I think I might just give this up and try streaming for full time because
Nice.
So I was like, all right, let's go do it, and
Oh my God.
I've been having a blast since then. I mean, I don't want to do anything else. I
Nice.
enjoy the hell out of this job.
Excellent.
I love all of the aspects of it. Everything.
Yeah.
It's fun, it's exciting. You get to be on the forefront of entertainment and
Yeah.
you get to be on the forefront of stuff that you don't even like understand. It's really,
Yeah.
really cool. So,
Ah. So I
yeah.
want to go back to a couple of things. First of all, the
Sure.
military jump from Canadian to American.
Yes.
What is that transition like? Because there's, is it night and day from how the Canadians run their military versus the Americans?
The Canadian military and the American military are very different animals.
Yeah.
The Canadian military is one of the most professional forces you will ever meet on the face of the earth. They are amazing in all the things that they do.
Yeah.
They're one of the most and they have to be this. They have to be pound for pound the best soldiers that they can be. So
Yeah.
like they don't have time for any garbage. Like they just
Yeah.
don't. So they will be they're tough. They're tough as hell, and they're awesome. And they don't take any garbage. And
Yeah.
I cut my teeth there as far as the military goes. The U.S. the United States military is, and I'll say this, is the biggest, baddest army that will kick your ass anywhere in the damn world.
Yeah.
They are the greatest fighting force to ever be seen on the face of the planet, bar none. Like you cannot take that away from them at all.
Yeah.
You can't take, you just don't, like, pardon my language, you don't fuck with America. Like
Yeah.
you just don't, and I'm very proud to have served in the US military. So you don't, it's that kind of force.
Yeah.
I will say this though, I think that pound for pound though, the individual Canadian soldier is probably a little bit different. Like they're probably better trained in a sense but they're like that because they don't have a choice, right? Like
Right.
you have to be super
Well-rounded.
trained. Yeah, because they don't have time to mess around with you. Like it's
Yeah.
just not like that. They're not going to they're not gonna waste their time with you.
Yeah.
So they don't have the money to do that. Whereas the United
Right.
States is like we need bodies in uniforms. So they have different
Yeah.
priorities and they have different ways of looking at it. but yeah, like you don't want to mess with. But I mean, if I had put a platoon of Canadians up a platoon against a platoon of Americans,
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know. That's going to be a tough fight, dude. Equal weapons and all that kind
Yeah.
of stuff. I don't know. You know,
Oh man.
I don't know. I love them both equally. I really, really do.
Yeah.
And you know, it was a privilege to be a citizen of both countries, and it's a privilege to have served in both those militaries.
Dude,
I
that
loved
is
it.
so much respect for you for that. That is, just thank you for your service. That's special people to do, to do that.
It's very kind of you to say.
I used to work up in Canada as well, and I had to do
Mhm.
a project with these guys from JTF2.
Okay.
And who, they're like the American version of special forces.
Yeah.
So I go,
I used to know a lot of those guys. Yep.
so and what I did was video conferencing back in the day, and we
Yep.
had to, these guys were coming in and they had to figure out how they were going to get their, signals from Afghanistan back. And I sat with them, and they're just normal looking guys, not what I had pictured. These guys are just regular guys coming in, and then I had to try to get information from them. Well, they're not they're trained not to give any information. It was just like trying to
Right.
get blood from a stone, and just knowing I'm sitting across from guys who just have done they've killed people. I was like, it was very intimidating.
Yeah. Yeah, military people are I think that's one thing that I hope kind of like as far as me streaming goes, I hope people understand that it's like it's the world is weird if you're from the military. It's a
Yeah.
weird place. Y'all are weird. Like you just are. Y'all are strange. You guys you civilians, you do some strange shit. Like I'm just gonna say it. Like you just do. Like the difference between like a military person and like a regular civilian is that we like military just doesn't look at it in the same way. Like military looks at it as like this is a very self-sacrificing person who like somebody who joins the military doesn't join the military because they're thinking of themselves.
Yeah.
If they do, they're there for the wrong reasons. But somebody who joins the military is there because they want to be a part of something bigger than themselves.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the most noblest things that you can do as far as it goes. I think that so what happens is that it's just a different kind of mentality, person, priority, right?
Yeah.
And then when you get into civilian life from that, even I did 10 years of it. It's weird. It's just strange. Like everybody is just it's like why are people so selfish? Like you don't even understand it. Like it's you sit back and you're like I don't know why that person would say that. That is very strange to say. That sounds like somebody who's not thinking of other people. And it's like oh well, that's the civilian world. The civilian world doesn't care in some ways about that kind of thing. So it's I don't want to say necessarily that they aren't like super respectful, but I do want to say that they're I guess different objectives. And for an army person, that's hard. That's a hard thing to adjust. That's probably one of the hardest things that I ever had to adjust to coming out of military life and going into civilian life. Yeah.
Now, did you meet your wife in the military or just outside of the military?
I met her while I was in the military. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. She met me while I was a foot guard on Parliament Hill. You know the guys with the big bear skins and all that kind of stuff. Hang on. Like they got the bear skin that goes like up here and stuff like that. So she and like the red coat and all that kind of stuff. That's how she met me. I should really get one of those.
That would be a good outfit for death.
Yeah, that would be really good. Yeah.
Especially in Canada today, because you got to show that you're some Canadian, I guess, right?
Yeah, they'll look at it and go British, but that's fine. It's Canadian. It's the same.
That's true. Yes,
sort of the same thing, but sort of the same thing.
Absolutely. So now, when did you start playing video games? What's your what was your first console, or did you start off PC gaming?
I started off, my first video game was a big white console thing that had little knobs on it, and then you had to actually take a wire from the back of it and then unscrew the antenna in the TV and the CRT tube, and then screw the antenna back in, like with these prongs that were sitting out. Like you literally had to do electrical work. It's what it looked like. Then you had to plug it in, and then it turned on, and it probably took like 30 seconds for it to like actually turn on. And it had two paddles that this ball would go in between, and it would bounce back and forth.
You mean
And
a
then you would
square? Because we didn't have
yeah.
balls.
Oh, the square. Yeah, there's a
Yes.
square, a little square, and there's a bigger rectangle, and you had to bounce. That was literally Pong. That was
Yep.
literally the first game that I ever remember playing. And that was a long time ago. That
Yeah.
was like 1982, 83, something like that. Like that was
Yep.
a very long time ago. And anybody's out there is going, oh my God, these guys are so old. TikTok
You have
kids.
no idea.
TikTok. You'll be sitting. You'll be like tomorrow. I'm telling you, you're gonna wake up tomorrow and you're gonna be like, bro, how did I turn 40? Like it's just gonna happen. Like just don't hold on to that I'm young thing. It's just not gonna work for you. But anyways, I yeah, young people. Anyways, so the yeah, no, I started playing that. I started playing Atari 2600. I remember
Yep.
playing Berserker on Atari 2600. I remember playing all of the old games.
Oh yeah.
Nintendo, Mario, yeah, you name it. You name it. I played it back in the day. I loved it. It was
Yeah.
it's amazing to see the evolution of gaming and how far it has come. It is literally uh it's one of the I guess it's one of the biggest privileges to just watch
That's
it all
true.
happen, you know?
Yeah. Because like you probably I don't know if you did this, but I remember my local grocery store or
Yep.
video rental place going and renting the Nintendo for the weekend
Yep.
and or the day, and then it's just like you pull all nighters with your friends just playing Super Nintendo or Nintendo. Yeah, it's crazy.
Like yeah, playing up sitting up all night and playing Halo and stuff like that.
Yeah.
LAN parties. I remember Unreal Tournament on PC was something in college that I played with my friends. Like we would just
Yeah.
have LAN parties and just like have like we would just have a bunch of PCs and like play. Like I remember playing on a buddy's laptop because I didn't have a computer at the time.
Yeah.
And just like playing Unreal until 5 a.m. Like, and that was nutty.
Yeah.
And like all the mods and all the kind of stuff that you could do, and like just amazing stuff that that I don't think a lot of people appreciate nowadays because they're never going to have that experience, you know,
Right.
like you're never going to look at like a CRT monitor and be like, "Oh my God, this is crazy. How do you play on this?" Like
Yeah.
we literally used to play all our video games on CRT monitors.
Right.
Like LCDs and like all like and like the graphics technology. Like I remember getting a 980 Pro,
Yeah.
an AMD 980 Pro, and being like, "Oh my God, this is the best video card in the world." Like, and you're like, "There's no way they're going to be able to top this." And then next thing you know, it's like, man, graphics get better,
Yeah.
fidelity gets better, gaming experiences get better. There are some things that are always going to be in gaming though,
Hmm.
like you're never going to get rid of lag. Just stop complaining about it. It's just if you are complaining about lag, you're just doing it wrong. You really are. Like it's going. It has been there since the early 90s and it will be there until the end of time. So stop complaining about lag.
Dude, we played
There's
on
no
dial-up.
point.
You
Yeah,
want to
yeah,
talk about lag? Yes, trying to play
yeah.
first-person shooters with Oh my God.
On dial-up modem. Like it's
Yeah.
it's not even close to
No.
to any of that. So
Those
yeah.
younger kids, but even arcades. Do you remember going to arcades and
Oh yeah.
popping your quarters up there and the sounds, the smell? It was just it was different times. It was like you said. I'm
Yeah.
glad I was able to experience that to where we were to what we have now from a gaming standpoint, whether it's on your
Oh
phone
yeah.
or VR headsets and triple screens, curved screens, you name it. It's just it's fantastic.
Yeah, it's one of the most crazy what's the word I'm looking for here? Crazy evolutions of technology that like I
Yeah,
remember it was a big deal to send people emails and stuff,
yeah,
like people a lot of like people take that stuff for granted nowadays,
yeah,
and
oh
it's
yeah.
a very 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 different world, very
Instant
different world.
messages or aim and oh yeah, all those
Yeah,
things.
yeah.
Now, looking back over the years, what are a couple of games that really stick out for you that like just like all time favorites, whether it was a story or
Um,
multiplayer games?
Jeez, Dune on PC.
Yeah,
That one was I remember that was like my first RTS experience.
yeah.
That was really really cool.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed the hell out of that. Did that for a long time. Let's see. like Halo back in the day was like that was like my shooter era. There were eras where I had to like not game because I just know myself, and I know I wouldn't have gotten any work done if I was like gaming too hard in college. It just wasn't going to happen. You know, like there's just not, like, you just have to be like, no, I can't do this. I'm not going to get the paper done. Like, it's just not going to happen. Like, I need to go to my I need to go to my room and like not look at anything. So there were eras that I'd like to completely missed in certain ways because I was doing other things, and also the military and stuff like that. I don't think I played too much in the military. But oh yeah, I do remember like Mario Brothers, the fact, like Zelda, playing Zelda back in the day, Super NES Zelda. I wasn't really into the early shooters like the 007 or like other things like that, but yeah, I definitely got into into that once it started happening. Once I started finding like Call of Duty, and once I started like, you know, being like, oh, okay, I can get like a 9800 Pro in this thing, and like I can do this. And then it's like, okay, like shooters, I play shooters like crazy. I love shooters. I think I have, like, I say I have no business playing shooters, but it's like, you know, like you get a little bit older, then it's like, you know, the reflexes, they're not so much there anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you're just like, okay, well, I'm gonna play it anyways. Like, I mean, I don't care, you know.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna stop playing these video games because I need someone's permission too. I'm just gonna do it, and I'm gonna stream it. I'm gonna have fun doing it, and hell, I'm gonna attract an audience too. So just watch me, you know.
Absolutely.
Just like those kind of things, you know. So yeah.
Oh, you know what? You threw me off with death coming on the screen.
I did?
Yes, because I forgot to, you know, what we normally do at the
beginning. What did I do?
Hang on, you'll hear what I. So normally what I do. No, it's okay.
I threw him off. Okay, everybody, calm down.
We can, you know, we can still put this in here. So what we do. I know you're already warmed up. The juices are flowing. What we normally do to start off the pod, though, is we ask 3 random questions to get it going. But with mid-pod, I can still drop those questions.
Yeah, still drop them on. Drop. Right. I want the Tarducks traditions, bro. I want to know everything about it.
All right. So first of all, 3 rapid questions, not rapid, but 3 different questions. First one is best Christmas gift you ever got.
Oh man, that's a hard one. Best Christmas gift. You know what? Since we're on the topic of video games, I remember my girlfriend at the time, my wife, buying me Call of Duty.
Oh.
And then I remember being very excited. It was like the original Call of Duty on PC. I remember being very, very excited about it, and so much so that I kind of knew I was going to get it, but then I went and I like verified that it was by feeling the wrapping paper, and like the part where, you know, like the part where like the logo was, and you could like press it and you could see what it was. Yeah, like that's what I did. I remember playing, and then I remember just playing the hell out of that game.
Nice.
Like just all of it. Like I loved that game. That game was so much fun. It was really cool.
Last movie you saw?
Last movie I saw. I watched Zootopia again.
Oh, okay, that's a good one.
Yeah. I was watching Zootopia. Holy, like what a subversive. No, I actually, you know, Zootopia is like very, very good in the sense that the way it talks about things, and it's
the
like
messaging,
you know,
and as a kids movie, oh my god.
Yeah, like the messaging, and it's like you know, people who are it's almost like watching you remember Crash, the one that won the Academy Award. Zootopia and Crash are the same movie. Like, just so you know, like everybody just know, like Zootopia and Crash, same movie, same identical movie. Like it's just one's Disney and all this kind of stuff. I watched this horror movie called Toy Story 4.
A horror movie? Okay.
A horror, yeah. It is. Think about Toy Story for a second, okay?
Yes.
Think just
as a toy.
Go watch as a toy. Number 1, your objective is to please your overlord, okay? That you have been given to. Number 1, you're probably an indentured servant. You don't even know it as a toy. Think about it. It's a metaphor for like capitalist servitude or something. Like, it's a horror show. It's fucked up, man. Toy Story is a fucked up show. There's so much about it. Like, we have to please what was her name, Bonnie or something like that, like
Yeah, there
Andy,
was
like
Andy,
Andy is our
yeah.
new thing, and then we get handed off to I forget the girls, I think it was Bonnie or something.
Yeah, there was a
Bonnie
Bonnie.
is our new, she is our new overlord, we must please her, we must be there for her, right? And like the only thing, and it's these toys, they get chucked away, like you don't really know what happens when a toy gets chucked away. Like if my toys were conscious, I would be terrified.
Oh.
Number one, if I could get over the terror of all that happening,
Yeah.
I would feel so bad for keeping them as toys,
Oh my
right?
god.
Like they have no freedom. They have
Nope.
no say. You are a part of their lives and they have no choice. Think about what you're doing to these toys. Like it's not right. It's not right. It's
Oh.
it's scary as fuck, man. Like I'm just yeah. It's a horror movie. You could write a horror movie review on Toy Story 4. You could. You
You
could.
are like me, because okay, so I don't know if you have kids, but I have a few kids, and we
No,
go through
no
the
kids.
book.
No.
So there's a
Yeah.
book called The Giving Tree,
Yeah.
and it is
It's really called The Giving
it's
Tree?
called
Really?
The Giving Tree, and
Really?
families read it to their kids, and it is the most sadistic book ever, because the tree is the big tree there, like the mother or something. A little boy comes up and says, oh, I
Yeah.
need to, I want to play on your branches. Okay, climb on my branches. Then he grows up and he goes, oh, I want to build a house, take my limbs.
Oh god.
And then it comes back and says, oh, I need to do this. Oh, take my trunk.
Oh my
And now it's a
god.
stump. It's like, that's just abuse. That's, it's like, oh my God, what a
You're
horrible.
literally sucking the life out of this poor tree, kid. Why don't you get a
Yeah.
job or
Yeah.
do something with your time instead of like, I don't know, go do some work, become self-sufficient. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, it's sickening.
Yeah.
It was those like there's a lot of those ones that are just like a little,
Yep.
like have you ever watched like you ever really listen to fairy tales? Like really listen to them?
Some are very
There's
morbid, yes.
they're pretty scary.
Yeah.
They're pretty damn scary. Like I would be like, I don't know how people let their kids watch this. This is terrifying.
All right, now third question.
Okay.
This actually is a good one because you're a history guy. You
Yep.
can go back to any point in history, and also I guess because death, you've seen it all. You
Yeah,
can
I've
go
already
back
been
to
there. Yeah.
any point of history and talk to a person for an hour. Who is that person? What period of history are you going to?
Woo. Let's see. If I could talk, would they be during their life or would they be
Yes.
dead?
Nope. They're.
See, I was gonna be like Jimmy, Jimmy Hoffa, where the hell are you? Right? Nobody cares about Jimmy Hoffa anymore. Nobody even knows who Jimmy Hoffa is. They're probably like, who's Jimmy Hoffa?
Yeah.
Go watch and they don't watch The Godfather now. You know that? Have you seen that?
Oh yeah, I've
That's
seen
crazy. Yeah, people don't watch The Godfather anymore. I don't know. It's like they're speaking another language or something.
Yeah.
Who would I talk to? I would probably go back and I would probably talk to, I think Marcus Aurelius would be interesting.
Okay.
I think he would be extremely interesting.
All right.
He's actually like, this is a serious answer. It's not like a silly answer, but I think he's an amazing he would be an amazing person to talk to as far as what it is that he thought and all this kind of stuff. Like it's just the meditation, the stoic philosophies or his meditations is just incredible. I think that like all the Stoics are pretty interesting. I would definitely want to talk to Marcus Aurelius and ask him questions.
Perfect.
Because I think he would be a really interesting dude.
I appreciate the serious answer from Death.
There you go.
All right. Okay, so now streaming. What made you jump into it? So there was your first kick at it, and what made you say, "Hey, let me go live"?
I gotta say, it's Dr. Disrespect.
Oh, okay.
I thought I was so like like you want to, I guess in a lot of ways, like you want to be good at video games, quote unquote, right, or whatever.
Yeah.
And there's definitely that like upper crust market when it comes to like people want to come to your channel and get good at the game and all that kind of stuff. The doc is like, I mean, I don't want to say he's not good because if he hears this, then
right, yeah, he's gonna.
But he's he's a great player, but he's doing it more as performance art.
Right.
He's not doing it as and I'm not taking away anything from like people who are like very, very good at the game and want to, show that off. Like by all means, go for it. Like, I mean, that's you have that talent, go for it. I personally I find that stuff boring. I just do. I I like it when people interact. I like
Hmm.
it when people are saying something, you know, they have a passion about it, that
Yeah.
they're like, okay, I'm very excited about this, or I'm very like you know, like Doc gets angry a lot, but
Right.
Doc gets angry because he's very passionate about what he's doing, and I
Yeah.
think that's a really cool thing to see, as far as like, you know, how some people are
Yeah.
online and stuff. I really appreciate that. So it was one of those things where it was like, oh wait, you can do this, but not have to be a god at the game, right?
Right.
Like the god at the game path is very typical, and but guess what? Everybody's going down that path. Pretty
Yes.
much everybody, everybody in one way or another is like, yeah, people are going to want to come and see you be good at the game, right?
Yeah.
And I think you think you should probably try to get good and all that kind of stuff.
Hmm.
But also, people want to come and just have fun.
Right.
And if you want to come to a stream and just have fun, well, why not come to my stream? My stream's kind of fun. I think,
Yeah.
you have something to offer. You have something creative to do. So I think that's a really I think that's a really big aspect of streaming that I think a lot of people miss, is because I think they want to all be like the Shroud or something,
Yeah.
right? They want to all be this thing, and it's like, don't. Why?
Yeah.
Why even bother? There already is a Shroud. If people
Right.
want to watch Shroud, they're just going to go watch Shroud. What
Yeah.
are you bringing that's different, right? Like,
Yeah.
what is your take on this? What's the new way that you want to do this, right?
Yeah.
Like, oh, here's a guy who's streaming as Death online. Oh, that sounds kind of interesting. I'll tune into that. Oh,
Oh,
it's really
totally.
creative. Oh, it's like it's a different kind of stream. It's a lot of fun. Like, by all means, watch the guys who are like, gods at the game and all that kind of
Cracking
stuff.
heads
But
and whatnot, but they're not
yeah,
interacting with their chat. Well, to
yeah,
some of the point they are, but they're not storytellers. They're not, back and forth and
yeah,
knowing your chat.
yeah. There's like, okay, there's like a really amazing play that they'll make and all that kind of stuff. But what context do they put it in? And I
Right.
also see, like, I know that I've seen other really amazing game players who are like really really good at the game. But what are they offering,
Yeah.
right? Like, okay, you're very good. You're top tier, amazing game player. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Your stream is mind numbing to watch. Like, it's I every time I tune in, I tune right out, because there's no selling of it.
Right.
I think that the best streamers are the ones who combine those things. That
Yeah.
they actually go, okay, like, I'm gonna take the thing or I'm gonna take this play, and I'm gonna write a story about it, right? Like, I mean, that's what they're
Yeah.
doing. They're weaving this kind of thing. Like, if you and there's like high end people, like I think Summit is also an amazing gamer. I think he needs to play less games though, because I think he needs to not play video games for a while, because I think he's very burnt out on them,
Yeah.
and find something else to do for a while, because I think his audience will always be there. But that's my personal opinion.
Yeah.
But he can sit behind a chair for 2 hours in Sea of Thieves,
Yeah.
and just sell it, man. Like, he'll just sit there, and he'll be like, oh my god, he's going upstairs, he's going to this, and you're just riveted, and all you're doing is watching a guy sit behind a chair, because they're in this boat or something like this,
Yeah.
and like stuff's going on, and it's like, what is happening, and he's making it sound, it's like that.
Building it up.
It's
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That is a very very good thing. That's really cool to me. I
Yeah.
think that's really neat. Yeah,
Okay. So
yeah.
now so you started streaming. Do you remember that first sub or that first, people coming in? It's like, okay, who are these people? Now I got to interact. I got to be, me.
Yeah, I remember streaming, and I remember getting my first sub, and I remember I remember the guy's name. I don't want to say his name though, because
Yeah.
I don't know who he is anymore. But I remember the guy's name, and I was like, oh my god. I thought that it was going to take like I was like, it's going to take like 6 months for someone to sub to me.
Yeah.
And then like one of the first nights somebody subs to you, and you're like, oh my god, this is amazing, it's incredible, dude. I'm gonna name a child after you and all this kind of stuff,
Yeah.
right? Like, you're just kind of like freaking out about it. And yeah, it was a lot of, like, when I first actually started to get the interaction.
Yeah.
And I think Hunt for me kind of took off. It started to get like a lot of traction in the
Yeah.
community, and we started to actually have like people that we could like it started to settle, as far as like to who was going to be what in the community and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Like, I think that happens too. You know, like it's the one thing that's hard for me when it comes to EFT is that I don't know where I fit in because I don't know anybody.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
it's kind of like have to sit back and you gotta take it with like a little bit of a grain of salt because you have to be
Yeah.
like, okay, like these are already pre-established relationships and people are already like have associations that they count on things for. So it's like
Yeah.
coming in late to a game. So you got to figure out it's like anything though. It's like you've got to figure out where do I provide my value, right?
Yeah.
Like if you believe you have value to offer the community, where do you do it, right? Do you
Yeah.
do it in more educational content? Where do you see a gap? You've got to sit back and do like a little
Some
what's the word?
analysis.
Like yeah, market analysis,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. That was my first degree was in business, so I was like, yeah, hell yeah. See, I'm using it, mom. It's fine. Don't worry
There you
about it.
go.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
So now, do you remember your first big raid? Somebody raided you with a bunch of people, and were you like, "Holy crap! Now what do I do?"
Yeah, I remember sect raiding me. That was crazy. That was
Yeah.
crazy. I don't want to look mean. I want to look like big eyed right now. That was insane. That was really flattering. To have Sequisha actually come into my channel and then be like, "Hey, what's up?" and then like be like, "Yo," because I had just watched him. I'd
Yeah.
watched him for forever, and I really thought his stream was just. I love his chill. I love his just calm demeanor, and he's
Yeah.
just a powerhouse of a streamer. Like he just like his setup is just so cool. It's just like he streams and he streams and he streams and he's always there and he's always got like really cool takes on stuff and his opinions are really good and he's very chill. He's not, you know, he doesn't get like super upset about things and like I thought that was really cool. And when he rated me, that was he rated me and followed me on Twitter and I was like, okay, I feel really this feels really weird. Like
Yeah.
this feels really weird. It's like meeting one of your heroes and you're just
Yeah.
like, okay, this is really cool. Not to build, you don't want to build anybody up in a certain way,
Right.
you know. That's just not, don't do that. Don't truly meet your heroes.
Yeah.
If you doubt that, go follow William Shatner on Twitter and then you'll just be like, oh God, what have I done? Who have I idolized this entire time?
I can't say I follow him, but is it entertaining or sad?
He's a jerk, man. Like I don't know what to say about him.
Yeah.
He's a jerk. He's just I wanted to love him forever and then I'm just like you're a jerk though, you know, like he's just not. Yeah, he's don't meet your heroes, you know. I was big into Star Trek back in the day and I'm just like, no, I'm good.
Oh, I thought
Thanks
you were going to say TJ Hooker.
Oh no. Oh my God. Nobody knows what TJ Hooker is, Tarducks. Literally people are watching this right now going like, huh? Who? What is he talking about? Why is he talking about hookers, man? They must have had all kinds of fun back in the day, you know? TJ Hooker. Oh God, yeah.
Yep, absolutely. So now what's you know, because I was gonna say, what's the toughest part about streaming? But you've got sort of multi layers of going on with the VTubing and just, you know, being a you know, a personality on Twitch.
I would have to say the toughest thing is audio.
Yeah.
It's always going to be audio. It's just audio. That's just what it is.
Yeah.
I just say that because it's the truth. I think that, I mean, that's the one, like the technical thing that is really rough. And I think that a lot of people don't understand what streaming is and they don't understand what it is that you have to do.
Yeah.
It's one of the hardest, and I've had some hard jobs. Like, I mean, I've had military jobs, like actual infantry jobs. This is one of the hardest jobs I've ever had. It's one of the most rewarding though as well.
Yeah.
It is you have to be someone who can look at the market and understand. You have to understand market dynamics. You have to understand supply and demand. You have to understand you know, how to budget your time appropriately as to what you're doing. Like just all the meta stuff that you have to like commit to and the hard work that you have to do.
Yeah.
But also on top of that, you've got to become a graphic artist. You're going to have to do at some point, pick up either Illustrator or Photoshop. Pick one, learn it and learn it really well. You're going to have to do, I recommend Illustrator because vectors just scale better when it comes to graphics on a TV screen, but that's just me. You're going to have to learn, like in my case, you're going to have to learn how to animate things, right? Like you're going to have to learn how to get a machine gun in your house so you can fire it off. Right? Like those got him. That's the real RPK sound, by the way. Don't sue me, Battle State. you're gonna have to learn internet connection. You're gonna have to learn computers. You're gonna have to learn how to like actually like become a really amazing gamer at this kind of stuff. You're gonna have to learn and buy all this. You're gonna have to buy equipment. You're gonna have, you don't have to buy a lot of equipment, but you need to buy some equipment. You probably have to learn how to do a stream deck. You're gonna have to learn OBS. You're gonna have to learn all this kind of stuff. You're gonna have to learn how to almost be a radio announcer. So I think that a lot of the inspiration, I think of a lot of the success for probably a lot of streamers is that they're constantly talking, right? Like you've got to look at your stream. This is one of the biggest pieces of advice that I ever got that I think is just bang on is you have to look at your stream like it's a radio show. So it's not something people watch. It's something people listen to. So like 90% of your viewers are not going to be watching your stream. They're going to be listening to your stream. And if you can't keep them verbally engaged and like engaged auditorily, like through the sound, then you're not going to do well. So like that's kind of like the point of Death. Like Death is just kind of like he's just an indignant jerk. So that's how he gets his attention, because he's so damn desperate for it all the freaking time. I have no idea who I'm talking to right now, actually, because I think I just gave myself an aneurysm by thinking about that. But yeah, like I mean, like that's how he is, and that's how he has to be in a lot of ways. So he does that because it gets people's attention. A lot of people that I get will tell me, I just put you on the background. And I'm telling you right now, everybody does that to your stream. If you stream, they are putting you on in the background and they're doing something else. They're either playing a game themselves, or they're watching something else, or they're working on something else. They're doing housework, or their mind is not looking at the screen. So you need to be talking all the time. And I think that's one thing that like kills a lot of other streamers,
No, that's great advice. I think Nyxia, Miss Nyxia. She said that was one important thing for her. And then I had another gentleman from Australia, Toastrack, on, and the way he approaches it is, he's talking through everything he's doing, whether it's in Tarkov. Okay, all right, we're gonna roll up here, we're gonna look at this, and just like you said, constantly talking.
Yeah, like number one, Nyxia and Toastrack, I admire those two so much. Nyxia because she's an Ontario girl, so she's freaking amazing.
She's from the mainland.
And her accent, like just like literally, I just listen and I'm like, oh my god, I'm back in my hometown. Like, oh my, I need to go get like a Timmy's or something like that. Like it's just it's seriously like she'll be like, I don't know, like. Yeah, I want to go pick up something at Shoppers every time I hear her talk.
You want to go get a bag of milk?
Yeah, a bag of milk, some smokes and some stuff like that, and we're gonna get fucked up on the weekend on some probably some Canadian club. I don't know what she drinks, but whatever. But like it's her accent is just is awesome. And then Toastrack, I don't even know what to say about that guy. That guy is incredible. He gives me like, I looked at I see him and I go, oh yeah, we can do this. like he, number one, he's a very special guy. He's really good at the game, and he's quite old, like I mean,
he's older than me and you, which is there's not many of them.
I don't think I've run into many streamers that are older than me, and he's and not saying putting everything on his age, that sounds really wrong, but the fact that he's just doing it, man. And he doesn't care, and it's like, hell yeah, dude. Like F yeah. It's like anytime that, like, I think that's one thing. It's like he's got the courage to not listen to like the stupid voices that tell you can't do something, right? Like that's what I think I really love about him, is that he does not care. He is fearless, and that translates to his gameplay as well. Right, like he just goes out there and he's like, I'm just gonna do it, and I'm gonna get back up, and I'm gonna do it. And you can hear him saying it, and it's fucking amazing to watch. It's really fucking amazing to watch. I really like the guy. I really like the guy.
So he was on, and he's such a nice guy. I call him the gentleman of Tarkov, because he's just just a really nice guy, and he cares about everybody.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's really cool to see, and I'm really stoked to watch more of him, and to just see. But I think that speaks a lot to the EFT community too.
I think you're right.
Like Twitch is a lot of the time is driven by like I I guess like, you know, like you have like your top tier game player streamers and stuff like
Yeah.
that, right? Um, but there's this very, very healthy subset of streamers that aren't going to be like the guys nailing the 900-meter headshots every
Right. Yeah.
game. There's going to be the people that are you know, that this is an experience that you're doing. You know,
Right.
this is you're going through an experiential kind of like thing, and they're awesome to spend time with, you know?
Yes. Yeah.
And that's great. Like I think a lot of people don't understand or get exactly like what streaming is, you
Hmm.
know? Like I don't think like people are like there's a lot of people who are just like, what are you doing? You're like, well,
Right.
I'm watching Sack play a game.
Yeah.
You're watching somebody else play a video game. It's like, yeah.
Yeah. Why don't
And
you
it's
play a
like
video game? No, it's entertainment. It's
no,
part
yeah,
of a community.
it's yeah, you're being entertained. You have the community thing, which is the big thing,
Yeah.
right? Like you're part of something that is a little bit bigger than yourself as far as that goes, because there's people who come back every night and you form relationships and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And they form it around a video game that they love,
Yeah.
that everybody has in common. So it's like, yeah, that's why they do it. It's to me, it's the same thing as going to like the gym
Hmm.
and working out with like your buddies, or like going and playing on a soccer team or something like that. And I think it's actually like a lot bigger because it's your community is
It's
just more
global.
amazing that way. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's global. Yeah.
Yeah. And then and also it's for a lot of us, maybe because of COVID, but instead of going out to the bar, going out, this is, I'm in my comfort space. I can be who I can be. And you just develop, you're spending hours every night with these people in your chat or playing games with, and
Yep.
it's unique.
Yeah, yeah, I think it's one of the most interesting experiences that I've ever had, and I love that it's a thing. I truly love this job. I truly love it. I never I tell Mrs. Death all the time. I'm like, I don't want to give this up. And I get to work for myself. I don't want to work for anybody else
Yeah.
ever again. Like I'm done with that. Like that's not fun. I didn't find that fun, you know? Like I
No.
mean, I get to make my own decisions. It's my own business. I have to like, I sink or swim. Like there's
Yep.
accountability, it's not like I'm sitting here just like playing games all day. You think we play games all day. Holy mac. No, oh my god, playing the game and being on stream is the fun part.
Yep.
Um, then like the actual stuff that's all around it that you have to do to make it a viable business. Oh my
Yep.
god, like let's go, like
Absolutely.
that's a whole different podcast itself.
Yeah. And you bring up another good point of being successful is also having that spouse who is there to support you, who's got your
Yeah.
back. That is a huge influence of being, making you, giving you the confidence, the strength to say, "Yeah, go for it. I got you."
Yeah. I think that a lot of people, you have to have that support system inside of your life to do these kind of to do this
Yeah.
kind of thing. You can't just like throw up the stream and expect people to be like, oh, I'm gonna be, or you're gonna do this, or you're
Yeah.
gonna get like really big or something like that. You can't do that. You can't make that, and you can't put that on anybody as far as that goes. You've got to be
Right.
able to make sure that this is something that you can support, that you can maintain, that you can actually make happen. And sometimes it doesn't. Like
Yeah.
that's another thing that people need to know. It's like you are probably not going to make it, like I don't consider my stream to be like any like I have a lot more things that I want to be successful at in
Yeah.
streaming, and a lot more things that I want to do. It's viable, but it's by no means is it like, is this something that I would be like, yeah, like absolutely a success. You're like, okay,
Yeah.
well, like I have a different standard for my success. Some people might call it success, but I don't, because I want
Yeah.
I want different things. But you know, uh you've got to make that happen. Like you have no excuse when it
Yeah.
comes to this. Like nobody's going to come in here and tell you what to do. Nobody's going to come in
Right.
here and hand it to you,
You
You've
own
got
it.
to, yeah, you own it. Yeah, and with ownership comes a lot of rights, but there also comes a lot of responsibility with it,
And risks
it's
and everything. Yeah.
and risk, yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So now, do you remember? So everybody. I always ask everybody their partner story. What was your partner story? When did you find out? How did you
Oh,
find out?
I found out on stream. I found out through an email that I'd
Yeah.
gotten back from Twitch. and yeah, I got partnered. Oh my god, I think it's like 2 years ago now.
Yeah.
2 years ago, about that. And I ended up maybe tearing up just a bit, you know, not a lot, just a little bit. I was really excited about it.
Oh, good.
You know, it had been something like you don't think. I think that when you start Twitch, you don't really think about it. I like in retrospect, I think it's pretty awesome to get partnered.
Yeah.
But I do say this to people, it's nothing more than a check mark. Like you really have to look at it like that.
Yeah.
It is getting partnered is not the end of your journey. It is literally not even the beginning of your journey. It is just something that happens to you.
Yeah.
It is one of those things that's going to happen, and you're going to be like, oh wow, that's really really cool. I'm glad that happened, and all that kind of stuff. It's like great. I'm glad that happened to you, and these are fantastic things, and all that kind of stuff. Now, forget about it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Put that out of your head and get back to work. Right? Like I mean, it's one of those things. It
Yeah.
does not mean at the end of every day that it's your stream is a success.
You
It's
made
only
it.
the
Yeah.
start. Yeah, you haven't made it. No, you haven't made it. Trust me.
So
Trust me.
now you started off with Hunt. Now you're transitioning to Tarkov and the cycle. You do some cycle in there as well.
Yeah, I
How
think
hard?
I'm.
Oh,
Sorry, go
sorry.
on. No, no, go on, go on.
I was gonna say, what has that transition been like for you? Because I hear about other streamers transitioning games,
Mm.
main game to a different game is tough. You know, it's hard to not see those numbers go down. What's your take on that transition right now?
My thing is I of course I always expected that if I was gonna change games, and I mean I will be going. I do go back to Hunt every so
Yeah.
often. Like Hunt is that. Um, but you have to understand how the market works, right? Like and how things people will see you as something,
Yeah.
right? They'll see you as X. This is the guy who does this. This is how they perceive things and why people perceive these things because it makes it easier for them to understand things so that they can function,
Yeah.
right? It's not they have an impression of you, and whether or not that impression is correct or not is not up to you, right? So it's like you have to look at it that way. They'll say things like they want you to be happy and play whatever game you want. They don't. They want you to play Hunt, okay?
Yeah.
That's what they want. They want you to play a certain game and they want you to play it in a certain way because that's what they're used to with
Yeah.
you. If you don't give them that, the next time they come to your stream, they're probably going to go away. Don't worry about that all. I would never worry about that shit.
Yeah.
It's just the way it works. You have to, when you change your game, you're essentially rebranding yourself.
Yeah.
You're becoming something different. So that's just what it is, you know? Like I mean that's just how things work. It's not
Yeah.
personal. It doesn't mean your content's shit. Your content, whether you have 10 viewers or whether you not have 2,000 viewers,
Yeah.
is amazing. Like I'll say this, I've watched some streams where there's 18,000 people in, and I'm like, this is one of the worst streams I've ever seen.
Yep.
Why? Because this person has this like really really established audience, and
Yeah.
they're coming in, and that day they were just kind of like phoning it in,
Yeah.
right? Doesn't mean that content was better than your content. It doesn't mean that at all. It just means that they had positioned themselves in the market correctly. They had provided people with value, and they know them for that value, and then that's the value they provide, right? That is
Yeah.
just how it is. So if you switch a game, you've got to understand that or you switch your mode or you start doing something different, you've got to understand is that people don't recognize that value because you don't like what value are you providing? I
Yeah.
have no idea. Right, like I'm streaming a lot of EFT, and I'm still every stream I still sit back and I learn something every single stream, not just about the game, but I learn about how I can stream it better, right?
Yeah.
Like there's certain games that are better for streaming. EFT is an amazing game to stream.
Yeah.
Why? Because there's downtime.
Exactly.
Downtime in EFT is everybody's like, oh, the queues and all. I love the queue times. I'm sorry. I think
You get to communicate. Yes.
you get to communicate and you get to interact with your community, and then you take them in on an adventure and you have that adventure with them, and then you walk away from the adventure.
Yep.
That is a gift, dude. That's a gift. Like
Yeah.
if you're in like this, like if like try having that and say like
Call of Duty.
like yeah, Call of Duty or something like that, or like an Apex, like not having that ability to have that downtime and interaction with chat and build that tension.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not good. So you want to have that you want to have that downtime. I really think it's a good thing about EFT. I really
Well,
like it about it.
that's I had Pastilli on a pod a while ago around Christmas time, and he said
Yeah.
Tarkov is the best game to stream because you have pre-raid where you're building up, you're interacting with your chat. Rolling into the raid is another chat, another opportunity to interact. While you're in the game, you'll have some moments, but it's like watching a movie. Then when you come out, another moment to interact with chat. And so there's a lot of moments that you get to communicate and be involved, engaged.
Yeah, it's fascinating in that respect. It's really, really cool. It's really good. No, I think EFT is I'll probably be here for a while. I'm enjoying myself. I'm getting better at actually streaming it, which is really cool. Getting better at the game. Oh, the community's been great. Like I really dig a lot of the people that I've met. Like, I mean, I got to play with Peppernickel. She was really, really cool. Danklad Dave, there's another guy that's really, really cool.
Yeah.
I've streamed, I sort of know Nyxia, I sort of know Arson. I've never had the occasion to play with them. That would be really, really neat. I've just like those, there's just so many really, really, and I admire them, like in the sense that it's like I get to like actually watch these people, and it's really, really cool to see, and like get to like interact with them on every so often, like Twitter or something like that. And I think that's really neat. And I think everybody's really, I think it's the nature of the game though, right? Like I think that this is the kind of person that this game provides, right?
Yes.
Like if you go to a like a Rainbow Six Siege stream or something, like something on Twitch that is like has like a bunch of, I don't think that the attitude of a lot of people is similar. Like League of Legends or something, right? Like, I mean, they're very like, yo, I gotta be hitting this. I gotta be hitting this with like maximum plays and all this. It's like, like they make a screw up or something like that, or they lose, and it's like, chat. It's very it's like it can be toxic in a lot of ways and stuff like that. Like it's fine. Chat makes fun of me every time I screw up anyway. So
that's
fuck you guys, honestly.
That's
oh yeah, I really just shut up, chat. Like just honestly, just turn off your chats. Like let's just as a group of streamers just decide today we're just gonna turn chat off and see how you guys like our streams, huh? See how you appreciate being here. But I think that this game in particular attracts a very, very, very different group of people. I think it attracts some pretty amazing content creators. I think like guys like I think that you could have a dude that friendly guy in Tarkov, a self-professed pacifist, playing a game that is exceedingly violent and also like just crazily hard, like and he's amazing, and you're like, what? Like what you're a what do you do? Like you're a pacifist in Tarkov? How does that even work? Like it's pretty crazy.
And he did it before. He was that friendly guy before VoIP came too. So like, how the hell did you succeed?
Yeah, but that's the best thing, right? Like I think, oh god, we're getting real deep into the philosophical stuff here. I'm getting real deep. I didn't know we were gonna get intimate like this there, Tarducks. But all right, we will. Right. That's okay. Oh god, I'm not creeped out. No, it's fine. No, it's like I think that like it is. People are like, okay, you're playing a video game. We all play this video game, right? But like, I mean, you look at the directory right now. There's 59,000 people watching Tarkov, right? It's a way to express yourself upon something that is common to all. That is what streaming is. It's a way to find a way that you are connected to other people and finding a way to express yourself inside of that. It is not necessarily about the game at all. It really isn't. Like the game is just serving there as a medium for you to come. Like have you ever watched like have you ever watched like generic game playing, or like this is like say something like on a GameSpot where they're like, hey, here's some gameplay from this game. Who watches that stuff? Like you watch it for a little bit, like, oh, okay, I get it. There's
just to get an idea of it, and then okay, I've had enough of it.
Yeah. This is incredible that you can have all of these different people and personalities and like amazing game players, and they all come in and they all play the game and they all have fun and they do it in their own amazing ways. And that's That's incredible to
Yeah.
me.
You have a
It's
guy called
incredible.
Extract Camper. His whole stream
Yeah.
is about camping the extract, and
Yeah.
he's people are watching him.
Yeah, like, I mean, you're kinda like, I mean, you gotta admire him for the fact that at least he wears it,
Yeah.
like, at least he wears it, at least he's like, "Yeah, that's I do it," and they're like, "Okay, well, I respect that more than the guy that doesn't,"
Yeah.
like, I mean, it's pretty
That's
good,
wild.
Yeah, and that's
Absolutely. Oh
yeah,
my.
I find it fascinating for that. I think that
Yeah.
it's entertainment, right? Like, I mean, it's how we
Exactly.
choose to
Yep.
spend our free time, and we spend a lot of free time in here,
Oh yes, many
you
hours
know?
in this game. Dear Lord.
Many, many hours,
Yeah.
you know?
So now, other content creators. Do you have anybody that people should check out who are maybe under the
Um,
radar?
Let me see, under the radar people. I'd say Whiskey Frizz is one
Yeah.
of my favorite. These are a lot. I'm gonna throw a lot of Hunt Showdown
That's
creators
fine.
out there.
This podcast is for content creators, and it doesn't necessarily mean Tarkov. I've had Fortnite guys on here. It's
Excellent.
yeah.
I would have to say, you're gonna check out Curdy. You're gonna check out Grandfather Hermit. I would check out Von Booz. I would check out Archie. I'd check out Psycho Ghost. I would check him out. I would check out Average Joe. I would check out. There's a lot of really, really, really great Hunt content creators,
Yeah.
and they're all quite incredible. But I want to give you some smaller ones. I like it's Stonehenge. He's a real good friend of mine. Cal is an amazing friend, and an amazing game player. He's really good. Pedarius is really good. Yeah, I'm gonna forget like a few people here. There's so many.
Yeah.
There's literally so many that are just incredible. Ixnay Hombre is excellent. Caffeinated Nurgling and Miss Murdered. I think I already said that. I don't know if I said that already. I probably did. Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot of really great ones in
Cool.
that community that are really, really cool. So I would definitely go check them
Excellent.
out for sure.
All right.
Yeah.
So now, when Death is going to bed, what happens? You're not streaming. What is Jeff doing?
But he works out a lot,
Yep.
and spends time with Mrs. Death,
Nice.
and goes running and does a lot of reading and stuff like that. I think it's really important to get the hell away from the computers.
Yep.
You gotta really not you know be around these things after the stream stops.
Yeah.
I think that's really important that you do get away from it. It's
Yeah,
not fun.
you got to let Jeff know he's in his 40s. Running is not great for the knees. Just let him know. Take care of those things.
I don't worry. His knees are already screwed up, and he actually is doing fine. He had a lot of yeah, the knees can get really screwed up, but they're just doing good. I don't know what it is. They feel better than they did before I started running. So like strength training and all this kind of stuff. Yeah, a lot of that, a lot of working out, a lot of working on the stream.
Yeah.
And just being happy with Mrs. Death, and
good.
there you go. Yeah.
All right. So now, what? Any goals for this year? What's any plans? Any things you got? Hope to get done?
Oof. Let's see. Get signed by Cloud9. No, I'm just kidding. This year, what I'm really focusing a lot is trying to focus more on YouTube. Focus more on. I have an active TikTok, so I need to do that. I'm really finding that content that I can push out onto other mediums and stuff like that. That is where I really would like to have. I think that's really cool.
Excellent.
So yeah. Well, just all the content creation, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Focusing on EFT right now. And everybody's always looking out for that new opportunity when it comes to a video game, right?
Yeah, that next game, and oh yeah, we didn't even talk about the cycle. So you're playing some of that on stream. What's your take on that? It was a lot of people describe it as space Tarkov, but what's your take on it?
Yeah, it is very much space Tarkov. It's good. I think that it's early, a little too early to say as to whether or not it will be something that we'll watch, I guess. I don't know how to say that. Like, I don't know if I'm saying that right. It's going to be something that we're I want to see it do well. We'll have to see how it goes. I think it's good. I think the mechanics are there. This is a game, by the way, that's gone through like several iterations,
Yeah.
right? Like it's gone through a lot of them. It had a big explosion there for a while, and I think it's kind of dropped back down, unfortunately.
Yeah. Yeah, it
Yeah.
exploded at a spot when Tarkov was at a low, and it came in, and they were really good with their marketing. They had a whole bunch of streamers lined up to basically play it on stream, and it just, it ballooned.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that it could be like it's good that there is this kind of game out there.
Yeah.
I'm glad that there is it's a much more approachable Tarkov, I'll say that.
Yes. Yeah.
So if you like what you see in Tarkov, but you don't want to mess around with inventory, just go and play
It's
that
good.
game.
Yeah.
That game is really good, and the firefights are fun.
Mm-hmm.
The gaming is fun. The VoIPing is fun, and all that kind of stuff. So it's just I think it could have legs. We'll have
Yeah.
to see. We'll have to see. Like time will tell on that.
Yeah.
There's like the content thing does kind of worry me. Like that's the thing with these games. You have to have content if you come
Yeah.
out. I think it almost hurts games that come out and they do these big they'll do like these big rushes with all these advertisers and get people into the game and all that
Yeah.
kind of stuff, and then all of a sudden they run out of content. You can't do that.
No.
because that's the impression that people will have with your game. Oh, so I played that, I ran out of the content, and
Right.
they're not necessarily going to come back to that, right? Like
Yeah.
it's kind of like watching a movie twice, right? Right.
Yep.
If you have content, like that's why I think like games like a Diablo or something like that survive, because there's endless content in those games,
Right.
right? Those games, and Tarkov has endless content. You can play it and they wipe it every so often and stuff.
Yes.
So I think that when the new season kicks up, they're smart about that they've decided to go with seasons. So
Yes.
that's really good. I think that's going to do well for them, and people can start at the next season and stuff.
Right.
But I think it's an opportunity to, if you're a smaller streamer and you want to get some recognition and you want to grow inside of something, it depends on what these devs are going to do, right? It
Yeah.
all depends on what they're going to do. So yeah, it's good. I think they've set it up for something. But they need to bring the content, you know?
Yeah. Another one that I don't know if you got a chance to play, the Marauders, about
I
few
did
months
play a little
ago?
bit of that. That game, its cycle was pretty similar to EFT and the cycle,
Yeah.
or its gameplay cycle, I should say, was pretty similar to those two games. I worry about that one a little bit, just because it doesn't. I didn't think that the graphics were all that great. The gameplay loop was fun,
Yeah.
but I can see it getting this. It's the content. It's like
right.
you
Yeah.
were running into, there was a little bit imbalancing stuff too. Like, I mean, as soon as you figured out that you could just go and kill guys on the special ship,
Yeah.
and take all the really good gear, that you could like go and destroy people. I mean, that needs to be looked at.
Yeah.
I think it's good that there's these kind of games coming out. I would really like to see, and I know Blizzard has announced that they're going to have a survival game coming out soon. Like they're actually going to make a new universe with a survival game, which is going to be
okay.
kind of like Daisy / Rust /
Yeah.
something like that. I think that kind of thing, and coming out and having like a AAA studio that's going to do like a
Yes.
budget that's going to do something like that, I think that could be great. That could be game
That would be
changing.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
like that would be incredible, if somebody could do that with a Tarkov-esque kind of game.
Right.
And
Yeah.
stuff
You
like
have
that.
somebody with money to throw
Yeah.
into that aspect, that type of game.
Yeah, and they could bring like polish into it. Like, I mean,
Right.
EFT does really, really good. Like, I will say this. Like, I mean, EFT might not be Battlestate might not be considered a AAA studio, but damn if they're not close. Like,
Oh.
I mean, the level of professionalism and the stuff that they do is
Absolutely, yeah.
just is insanely good.
Well,
So
and other things, they use their marketing well, like their Twitter, their socials, to tie into it.
yeah,
I think it's good. And I don't know if you've even caught, they created like a 6-part miniseries that is like,
yes, the
movie
raid,
quality. Yeah.
yeah. I watched all of it. Yeah,
That was
it's
cool.
great.
Yeah.
It's absolutely it's really cool in that respect.
Definitely.
They're an excellent company. They're an
Yeah.
excellent company. And you should be, if you're a Tarkov player, you should be really grateful that you have that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, don't get pissed off at the little things. Like everybody's
Right.
like, oh man, they inertia, all that kind of stuff. It's like, bro, you literally have an ocean. Stop looking at the one little thing that you might not like and all that kind of stuff. Like really, really appreciate this, because you're gonna look back and be like, this is some of the best gaming I ever did, and it is. It's some of the best gaming I've ever done. Yeah.
Yeah, same here. I've got so many memories from this game that no other games touch. You know, it's yeah, it's definitely a great game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Well, Jeff, Death, thank you so much. You survived the podcast. I really enjoyed
I
having you on.
survived. I was never in any danger. I'm already dead.
Now, before I let you go, though, now because
Sure.
you wanted the whole Tarducks experience at the end of the pod,
Yes.
you've got to throw somebody out there that you would think would be a great guest to come on the podcast.
God, let me see.
And it doesn't need to be a Tarkov. It's somebody in your realm.
In my realm?
Yeah, in your realm.
Oh, let me think.
You need to put your thinking hat on for this one.
No, I think
Okay.
I would either say, well, I want to somebody. All right, yeah. You know what? I want to say Whiskey Frizz.
Okay.
She's just an incredible person, and awesome streamer and great content creator, and she's pure as the driven snow. I will say that she's just an excellent person to hang around with and be around with, and I would say to just get her on it.
All right, Whiskey. We're gonna get you on the pod.
She's excellent. She's a hell of a good time. Yeah.
Well, Jeff, thank you so much. And Death, I thank you for speaking for Jeff.
No problem. He's in the back doing work because that's where he belongs. And shut up about this stuff. I don't care. Get back to work. Cut that TikTok already. All right, that's fine. He'll be all right.
All right. Well, thank you, man.
No problem.